Moderna RNA surging this year. That's creating enormous wealth for the people behind some of the world's top COVID vaccine candidates.
And all creating billions in new shareholder wealth, including at least 4 new billionaires.
Wait, did he just say 4 new billionaires? Is that really what the world needs right now?
Founder Or Shaheen gaining $4 billion in wealth just this year. He just became the 463rd richest person in the world.
Oh, come on.
Stefan Bancel, he is now worth over $4 billion. That's after cashing out $30 million in stock just over the past year. Now, Harvard professor Tim Springer, he was an early investor in Moderna. He's now worth over $2 billion. And then, Joe, you'll like this one. MIT professor Bob Langer, he's worth over $1.5 billion. Just think, if you had stayed at MIT and looked into RNA, maybe you could be one of these guys, Joe.
Actually, it wasn't as simple as just staying at MIT and looking into this. The fact of the matter is that these founders, professors, and investors at Moderna got a lot of help from U.S. taxpayers. Hello, everybody. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us. It is very clear that drug manufacturers and CEOs are making a ton of money right now, but not just because of the COVID-19 vaccine. Big Pharma has raised prices since the pandemic on more than 250 different prescriptions. More than 6 of them are actually used to treat COVID-19. Talk about Moderna. The company has never brought a vaccine to market. Never. In the spring of 2020, the Trump administration awarded government funds to Moderna and several other companies. Yes, taxpayer dollars to help research and develop a COVID-19 vaccine. Moderna's stock prices skyrocketed, and wouldn't you know it, some of their investors and executives cashed out, sold stock for more than $250 million that they made. And this was before the vaccine even began getting tested. Nobody should begrudge a drug company for making a reasonable profit from a COVID-19 vaccine, but the key word is reasonable. The idea that you would make billions of dollars even before the vaccine comes out, that's insane. During the pandemic, the wealthy have done great. Most Americans have done poorly. In fact, by December 2020, 2 out of every 3 Americans said they were living paycheck to paycheck. And yet the top 643 billionaires in America, since the pandemic began, they have made more than $1 trillion on top of what they earlier had. That's right, somebody like Jeff Bezos, the wealthiest person in the United States, he has made so much money since the pandemic began that he could afford to give each of his 1 million employees a $100,000 bonus, and he would still have as much money as he had before the pandemic began. Study after study shows that greater wealth inequality causes greater instability in a society and threatens democracy and freedom. Americans intuitively know this. That's why more than 75%, according to the latest polls, support higher taxes on the wealthy. A good example is the country of Sweden. They have more billionaires per capita than the United States, but their taxes are higher. And, oh, by the way, they provide universal health care and free education for everybody. And by all accounts, Sweden is a healthier society. Now, there are some billionaires in the United States who have done right with their fortunes. For example, Chuck Feeney has given all of his away. And if you look at one of the newly minted Moderna billionaires, Harvard biology professor Tim Springer, he has pledged to give away most of his fortune to a nonprofit that is examining proteins that will help in the research of antibodies. But counting on the wealthy billionaires in the United States to do the right thing with their money is foolish. We need formal steps to deal with wealth inequality in this country. Our democracy is at stake, and the COVID-19 vaccine from Moderna or anybody else will not help with that.